Hello and welcome to another Q&A for the 2025 San Francisco Independent Short Film Festival. We have the program, the Q&A program here for so much drama, and look at all the filmmakers that have joined us. Hey filmmakers, good to have you here.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't put on
Oh,
my light. Let me turn on my light real quick. There we go. Now I'm ready. Hey, let's get to know you guys. I'll start with you, Joe. Tell me your name of your film and your role and where you're calling from.
my name is Joe Rossi. I'm on this live with my producer Anita Maetza, who's further down the line of individuals up there, and we're from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and our film is Felt.
Cool.
You want?
Anita, you want to go? You want to go next?
Who-
Anita?
oh, sure. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't catch that first part. Yeah. So my name is Anita. I'm the producer of the short film Felt, directed by my partner Joey. I'm also in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and excited to be here talking to everybody.
Yeah, glad to have you here. Brace, you're next on my screen. You want to introduce yourself next?
Hello, my name is
Hello.
Grace Evans. I am the writer, director, producer, performer in the film Go! Exclamation point, capital G, capital O, exclamation point. I am currently in Los Angeles. The film was made in Seattle. Um, and I think that's it.
Cool.
Seattle, where
Welcome.
I'm from.
Yeah, welcome. Anna, would you like to go next? Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, my name is Anna, and I'm a writer, director, and producer for the film Drift. I'm from Ukraine, but now I'm based in Cardiff because of the war. And my film was shot 1 week before the war has started, and it took me 3 years to finish it because it's independent cinema.
Yeah, right. Wow. Well, we're glad you did finish it. Magna, since you're kind of dropping in and out, I'm gonna have you introduce yourself next. Where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm in Berlin. I'm half Polish, half Egyptian, but I live here since years in Berlin. And my film was The Gaze. It's like a non-dialogue short film, which is happening in the swimming pool, and it's kind of touches on white feminism and yeah, it's inspired by real events that took place in South Germany a few years ago when they banned hijabs from the swimming pool.
Hmm.
And it's like a kind of like an abstract queer fantasy drama, whatever. Yeah, I think it's quite original, actually. I mean, people like it a lot, so
Yes, they
I'm
do.
really grateful for, yeah, for being
Yeah,
chosen here. So thank you.
welcome. Yeah. Ronnie, would you go next, please?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ronnie Kenyeso. My pronouns are she, her. I am currently in Los Angeles, California, but I am from the Bay Area. I'm from Vallejo, California.
All right.
And my short film is Everything Good. I was the writer director.
Cool. Well done. Welcome. And last but not least, JT.
Hello, everyone. I am JT Duran, director writer of More Dead Than Living, which takes place in the same place where I am, which is Queens, New York. And in Queens, we have more dead people than living people, which is sort of a little tidbit and sort of a theme throughout the whole film.
Yeah, yeah. A wonderful, cute little film with tints of humor, comedy. So we're on you. I'm on you right now. Talk about it. What was the beginning of your story of your project? How did it get inspired?
Um, Grief and death make people very happy and comfortable, don't
Hey,
they?
can you turn up a little bit or speak up a little bit?
Can you
Thanks.
hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Death and grief make people very happy and comfortable. No, they don't.
Mm.
I wanted to do something about death and grief because they make people uncomfortable. And I wanted to do something about my hometown, Flushing, Queens. I have Chinese family. In a lot of ways, I'm culturally Chinese. And this was a love letter to my hometown. And it was something about death and grief, which makes people uncomfortable, which is the whole point of the film. I think good art challenges people and makes them uncomfortable.
Ah, yeah, right on. Well said. Brace, I'm going to go to you next a little bit because your film, well done, also stimulating and a little challenging, if I may say so. Talk about it a little bit. What inspired you to make it?
Great. So you saw it.
Oh, yeah. Amongst hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shorts.
Yes, and I'm grateful. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. The film and that it actually the idea actually came to me when I was standing in Seattle one day waiting at a walk signal, and I looked at it and I was just like, oh. Then this was in, I think it was 2017, July of 2017. And I looked at a walk signal and I was just like waiting. And then all of a sudden, the little white man came up and it was like, oh shit. I have literally been waiting all my life for the white men to tell me when to go. And that impacted me in a way that I was just like, I walked away, got home, and immediately wrote out scenes that potentially could be in a film, held on to it for, what is it, 8 years, and then finally realized that, oh, I need to come back to this idea and actually make it myself. Living in Hollywood, you want to have other people produce it, but I knew that if I waited and tried to walk it around town and see if people would be willing, I would never get it done for another 3 years. So I just decided to do it myself and raise the funds and made the film.
Right on. Yeah, that's an interesting story. Well done. Glad you did make it. And then, I guess there's also maybe a couple other based on real life experiences, Magna, right? And Anna, maybe even Ronnie. Do you guys want to talk about inspiration for your film? I'll start with Magna if I could. Magna?
With me, yeah. My inspiration was like article which I read in a newspaper. And it was like a small city in South Germany, Bavaria, where they had like Wednesdays only for women for the swimming pool. And some Turkish women were coming with, covering their hair, and they were coming there. And one white German woman was like super unhappy with it. And she complained to the to the swimming pool, and they banned, because of that she did like a big deal over it, and they banned the hijabs literally for a few years, and like I think it was like in 2016, and then like after a few years people were like, what is this like totally discrimination, it should not happen, why you are doing it? And so it's back to normal, but for a few years it was because of this white white woman. And to me it was like, I live in Berlin, which is like super progressive, next level leftist city. and like I also, I'm half Egyptian, half Polish, so I was raised in Europe, but I also know the culture, and like I am like a good observant, so I think I can like grasp many things and make my own conclusions. And for me, this was important to show in my film. I don't know, did you, Jason, did you see it? Probably
Just the
not.
trailer.
Yeah, so to me, it's interesting that we are all full of prejudice. Like there are these white feminists who think they're like completely like so awake, and they treat like Muslim women like dumb basically, and they cannot understand that this is not that simple. It's not about feminism that like covering hair. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it, but like I'm trying to like provoke people to think about what is freedom, what is choice, who should decide about it, So to me, it was like very comfortable situation with the swimming pool to use it as an inspiration for my film.
Yeah, like JT said, good art provokes people, makes people think, right?
Yeah.
Anna, how about you? What was the catalyst for your film?
Oh, where to start? I had normally I'm a screenwriter. Like I work as a screenwriter for a pretty while, and before the war, I like felt that I have to move forward and make the first step as a director. And I had this like easy, light 7 minutes film that I thought I will do fast and easy, and yeah. So we made like 3 days shooting, and I had to make another 2 days. But the war has started and I didn't manage to finish it. So I had to rewrite the script in order to be able to make editing with all the materials I had. Another problem that I had to make another dialogues in some scenes, but my actors were already at the front line. So I had to find another actors, and it took me 2 years basically.
Wow.
And I had to come back to my hometown, because in my hometown we have specific dialect that not every Ukrainian can reproduce.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, filmmaking takes extreme dedication to begin with, and then you added more
Yes.
layers of that. Wow, incredible. Ronnie, how about you? What inspired your story, your movie?
Yeah, so Everything Good, in case you haven't seen the trailer, it's about it's a story about doing mushrooms and getting high for the first time
I've
at
seen
a
it.
family party. Yes. So my main actress, and she's also my producer, Ia Baklagan, she and I had been trying to work together for quite some time down here in LA, and we met through a Filipino American entertainment organization.
I
And
might have to pause for a moment.
sure.
Hold- I gotta make sure we're not having an earthquake.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, San Francisco.
That's a
My
California thing, I guess.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God, this sounds horrible.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Jason. Yes, where was I? Oh, so me and the main star of my film, Ia Baklagan, who's also the producer, she wanted to work with me as an actor. I wanted to work with her as a writer. And she calls me up one night and she said, "What if the first time you ever got high was at a family party?" And I said, yes. And I started writing kind of based on a little bit of an experience that I had, but mostly just exploring the dynamics of what it's like to be first generation Filipino American and then just misbehaving all over the place. So it was a little cathartic in that sort of way. We always want to act out, and on the screen we get to. So magical, magic mushroomable.
Next with Joe and Anita talk about Felt, the beginning of that.
Anita, go ahead first.
Sure. I think, well, the inspiration for Felt for us, from like one perspective, was to just challenge ourselves to do something that was a little different from what we normally do and to take us out of our comfort zone, which I think we accomplished. And then in terms of like other inspiration, I think like the storyline is, just something that like touches on topics that we grew up around, which is just, like family drama, dealing with, animosity with people that, coming toward like a point of atonement and so forth. I think that was really it. And so we kind of, these are the themes that we generally tend to like to work with, things that we kind of like were in our milieu as we were growing up. But we decided to take it and, throw that into like a very unconventional setting, one that was like not anything that we were familiar with. And so we kind of had to like teach ourselves the ropes a little bit in that regard. Joe, what else do you have?
Well, Felt is about an estranged, divorced acting couple who have to get back together and work together for one day on a children's puppet show. So the animosity comes from one trying to be better than the other, and how they have to come to work together to actually get on the same plane. So it was fun to produce a kid's puppet show. We had no idea what we were doing, but it looks like it came out all right.
And it lent itself to the lightness and
Yeah.
of it, if you will. So that inspires me to ask about casting and acting. All the acting, as far as I can remember, was really good in here. Even Brace doing acting in your own movie. But since I'm on Joe and Anita right now, talk about the acting and casting process. Anita, you were in the film, right?
I was in the film as an extra. I was
Oh.
the disgruntled production assistant in the background when they cut to the crew. Yeah.
So how did you find your cast and get them so committed to this one?
Yeah, we worked with them before.
Oh, okay.
It was written for them specifically in mind. So if they said no, we had the voice of these two people in it. If they said no, we would have scrapped the film. We said we can't find no one else to do this because we wrote it for them. So please say yes, because we really want to do this movie. And they said yes, and
Yeah.
everything worked out.
We knew that the last time we had cast them, we had also cast them as like co-stars together. And so we knew that they already had like a pretty good on-screen chemistry. They played off each other's really well. And you
Yeah,
know,
they're really
we
good together,
also
really
know
good
that they
chemistry.
have like, sorry, go on.
Really good chemistry together.
Yeah, exactly. And then we also knew that they had a lot more, you know, versatility and range than what we had cast them in the previous project. And so we just sort of like wrote this to really just, you know, make them bust out their acting chops full range. And I think we, you know, more or less succeeded in that regard as well.
Some other people talk about the casting actor JT, the father-daughter, wonderful.
Yeah.
They seem like real father-daughter.
So I couldn't find the male lead for about 1 year. Okay. And I hit Actors Access. I'm in New York City.
You
The
took a
website's
year. You took a year looking for the.
1
just-
year. And so, and by chance, I talked to a friend of a friend of a friend who I met at a festival. A picture of the lead actor ended up in my inbox. I had never met him in my life. I said, "Hey, do you want to audition for this thing?" I met him. As soon as he walked in the door, I was like, I got my guy.
Wow.
The lead actress, Emily Fan, is a huge influencer with millions of followers. How the F she ended up in this tiny film that costs less than most of us pay in rent, I don't know, but she came on board, she wanted to do it, and she gave a performance like, oh my God, she's not just an influencer, she's an incredible actress. We had we didn't rehearse together at all. I always save things for the performance, but we speak about the script. We have dinners, we talk about things, and then when it comes time to shoot, whatever comes out is what it is, but no rehearsals. We all knew the world and the characters, and thankfully, thanks to really great people and great talent, I think they did something
Yeah.
special.
Good approach to directing them. Their chemistry also is
It was great.
wonderful. Anna, talk about your actors. You had a challenging time. Talk about working with your actors. Anna. All right, I'm going to move on to Magna, and you can come back, Anna. Magna, how about you working with your cast?
It was really difficult shooting because we had very little amount of time on the swimming pool because it was like a public swimming pool next to the hospital, so they allowed us only do it like in a certain time. And with the actors, I found out actually it's funny because I saw this actress, this Turkish actress in my film school in Berlin, and I was like, I met her on the, you know, on the corridor, and I was like, oh my God, this is the character from my film. It was like literally how I imagined, the same type of like look. So I was pretty sure. I did also casting just to confirm if she's good with acting, but I had this like a hunch that she would be really good. And she was good. You know, my film is without dialogue, so actually acting is like a bit different. We had also like a lot of like ridiculous problems because of the swimming pool, you know, the water. Like we had the pontoon to shoot. We had like a almost all female crew, like the camera and DOPs and stuff, and me and we were struggling to like really film it because, you know, like on this boat in the middle of the swimming pool, everything was shaking and it was like totally funny. And then we found out at the end that the water was actually not that deep. So it was almost like a ridiculous, you know, comedy. But yeah, it was difficult shooting, but I think it's, yeah, I'm really proud of it actually. So.
Sorry, guys. Anna, back to you. Answer the same question, please.
Basically, it took me 2 months to find my actors. I really wanted to shoot local actors because it's local film about Kharkiv, and our city was not represented enough in Ukrainian filmmaking. And I really wanted our local talented actors to be involved in a short film. And they were so happy. They were just, we want this. And yeah, and when the war has started, all of them, they're still on the front line. And with one of the characters, one of the actors, I've lost contact, and I really hope that he will come back safe and alive. Yeah. And at least if something will happen, his mother told me, at least I can see him in your short film. Yeah. And after that, I still had to find another actors to dub my film because it's all dubbed. We didn't have an opportunity to make all the resounding with my original actors, and it's sad, but I had to do something with this. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Bryce, would you, Bryce, talk about this subject next?
Yeah. This was my first time ever making a film, and I did it under the SAG contract because I'm a member of SAG, which of course, is difficult. And I initially wanted to go to Berlin to film the one scene, but SAG was like, oh, you'll have to pay all your actors a SAG rate, which would have increased my budget by a third. And that was expensive. And it was important to me that I pay the cast and crew compensated them well enough for their work. So that was important to me, which is why it may have been a little more expensive than JT's film. But that said, I had done I did stage work in Seattle for a number of years. And over the years, you collect the people who are a part of your tribe and you connect with them. So everyone in my film are individuals who I had worked with on stage, and I specifically thought of them for the particular roles that they played, in addition to having to find a young lady who had a child of the proper age who was training them via a walk signal of how to obey the yes or the go and not go, the white man and the red hand. And luckily, my friend, who I had known since 1984, we had worked together. Her daughter had a young child who was, I think, 1.5. And it was like, Tori, will you do this? And she did. She agreed. So she's the last person that you see on the screen as an actress. But yeah, I really appreciated the fact that I had the years of experience to work with the actors that I chose, that I cast in the film. So
it created, you had a built-in rapport, right? So yeah, that helped. That's awesome. Ronnie, are you in your film? Refresh my memory.
No. So
Okay.
yeah, so Iya Bakligan is the star of it. She's also one of my producers. And to talk a little bit about cast, we like you, Brace, we had an all SAG cast. My lovely other producer, Arlene de la Pena, spent 6 weeks working on getting everyone's SAG paperwork together. We had a fairly sizable cast of about 15 people, like the family members and the main folks. And there were 3 actors specifically that I envisioned to make the dynamic of the family really sing, which was Gabby, the main character, her father, who is played by Derek Bosco, the incredible Derek Bosco. He is in Mayor of Kingston. He was in Obi-Wan. I was very fortunate to get him. We didn't make him audition. We just let him read and do a chemistry read with Iya, and the chemistry was fantastic as father-daughter. It actually reminds me a little bit of yours, JT, the father-daughter dynamic.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And so
And by
that
the
was
way,
like,
Ronnie, there's a magic mushroom sequence in ours. There's a magic mushroom thing in ours as well.
I got to see it last night, and I was so happy to see almost like it felt like a spiritual successor of my film with father-daughter mushroom trips. It's
And
yeah,
I
it
now
was
realize,
really,
thinking back of all the submissions, I probably could have had a doing drugs program or altered program. Anyways, I
yes.
digress. Hey,
And
so let me move on here real quick and stay on you, Ronnie. But so why this film? Why now? I'll ask this of each of you. Like,
ooh.
so you can answer like why a short film as opposed to a feature, or why the subject as opposed to another. Like, I'm sure you got millions of ideas, all of you, right? And you have dreams of other kind of creative projects. Why this one?
To answer why short film is because money. I think we all that's all. Like, we did a crowd fund. We begged for money on the internet, and we got it done. I've been working in film and TV and producing for a little over a decade now, and this was actually my first time writing and directing a piece completely that's just a singular vision. So thankful to the entire team that brought it together, and everything just kind of came into place. I didn't want to shoot it for like another 3 months, but my producer Arlene said, no, we're doing this in 1 month. So yeah, the writing came together over a year, but production wise, we were go, go, go. And to gather that many people, that much crew in one place, we just had to pick a date and stick to it. And then we
Doesn't
were
it
off
seem like
running.
too, like it's like the film kind of, when it wants to be made, it kind of becomes its own thing and makes itself happen too, right? It's fascinating. Anna, talk about why your film now.
Why my film now? War made another context in the film because it has had to be light, funny, adventure. But now I understand that this film was the last pre-war film in my native city, and lots of people from Kharkiv watch this film and understand that they won't see these places anymore because there are no like tram depot anymore. So I caught historical moment just before the war has started. I didn't plan. It's happened
Right,
like
of
this.
course.
Yeah.
Anita, Joe, why your movie? I mean, you got your actors available, so they had to do it then. But why this film?
We tend to, well, we've been working together for so many years, so we're always looking for something new to do. And when the idea came up, we're like, it's too good to pass up. We didn't know how we're gonna do it, how we're gonna pull it off. But I'm like, we'll stick to it, and if we get the proper cast and the proper preparation,
Right.
I think it could possibly work out, and it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to add to that, the previous movie that we had done the year prior was a drama, and it was pretty heavy. And so when it came time to, put something to the forefront and we had somewhat of a comedy, we're like, okay, we need to change the tone a little bit for this one. Let's get funny before we dive back into some sadness.
Yeah.
Brace, why did your film happen now? Why did you make this one?
Well, being an actor in Hollywood, you get auditions, but you rarely get cast. And so for me, it was, okay, I need to find and create my own work. And I happened to meet a guy who was at AFI, and he saw the script and he was like, yeah, we should do this. And he ended up not working on it. But for me, it was like, okay, this is creating work for myself in a way to be creative in the process of waiting in stillness in a way.
Right.
In addition to the fact that I thought it was important to be able to point out that symbols in society oftentimes are supposed to keep us safe, but also do as much harm from the way that you have to respond to a signal that is a white man, which for people of color, it's like, oh, okay, still having to submit to the overall, what is it, pathos, can I say, in the United States?
Yeah, right on. And how about you, JT? Why did this film come about now? What was your reason?
So this is the fourth film in a series about Queens. No one's really captured Queens. It's the most diverse borough in the whole world. And I feel like, like Spike did Brooklyn, lots of people do their hometowns. No one's done Queens. So this was me doing my hometown, my culture. And because it was the last film in it, it was like I wanted to raise the stakes. And the highest stake of all is death. So those two things came together. And then lastly, like all of us, this was a film that I could make. I had the locations, I knew the people, I knew the environment, and I was like, I can make this film. And when you know you can make it, then it's like, as you said, everything, the universe conspires in your favor.
Yeah. Do you
And
think
then-
you could make it because of the short form, or some things like short form is its own art form, right? I mean, it's meant to be. So
I'm dying to make a feature, but I don't think I was ready for the feature until I got through this. This was 17 minutes, and this thing kicked my everything like you wouldn't imagine, but I got it done. We all got it done. We hustled, we sacrificed, we put probably our own time, money, and blood and everything into it. I knew I could get this done. So I did it. And big hug and big love to all of you for doing it. This is such a trying, difficult industry. And right now, the world is very effed up.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's fucked up. To see people doing what they love and trying, despite the world being shitty and despite how hard this game is, I salute all of you, like from the heart.
You're here. You're
Can I-
here. Right on, JT.
Can I
And
just
us.
Can I just say, because one of the elements that I had to change in the film was getting the walk signal from LA to Seattle. And in doing so, I had to rent a car, drive it to Seattle, and then film it, and then drive it back to LA. But as you say, the conspiring happened because the rental car charged, for whatever reason, on the app that I was on or whatever, the website, it charged me $2 a day for the car rental and a $10 drop-off fee, which is unheard of for a rental car. And I was just like, really? Seriously? In addition to the fact that I lost my sound person on 2 days before I was supposed to start filming, which of course can cause panic, but I realized, no, universe, you brought me this far, so you're not going to not support this. And I found the person that did the sound and the sound editing at the same time. So I was just, so yes, the conspiring of the universe for us to be able to do these things is amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Do you want to know how I got the tram?
Yeah. Well, that if we could have separate Q&As for all you guys, but yeah, that would be a question for you too. And how did you destroy the tram?
First, I went to the date with the tram depot head department.
You had to go on a date.
Yes, and his mom liked the TV series I've made before, and he gave me the train basically. And I couldn't break it. It's all VFX because I had only 4 hours, and we couldn't interrupt the traffic in the city. So we
If
had
we were having separate Q&As too, I'd ask how the date went, and if you're still dating it, but we won't do that.
fast. It was fast because I had to go to shoot.
The things we'll do to get our films made: drive to Seattle for just a street sign. Wow. And then Magda, I didn't ask you this question. Why this film of all the ideas you probably have?
Well, I just had a burning desire to do this film. I wanted also to try to make a film without dialogue, to like deliver the message like visually. And yeah, I mean, the world is crazy. We are in 2025 and we still deal with racism and like stuff like that. I'm drawn to controversial topics. And I have to say, like, for me, it was important to show that yeah, feminism is something like a white woman enterprise, basically. So as it was like a thought-provoking, and I had to I had to vent it somehow visually. So yeah, that's why the film. And I think that the subjects are like totally like universal. The subject is universal. So
We all have stories. Each one of us individually have stories, but we've only been hearing the white man's story forever and ever. It's time to hear fresh news stories, like from you guys and from underrepresented peoples. So right on. One more question. I love talking to you guys. Like I said, I could do Q&As for each of you individually. Parting words, anything you want to add that I may not have asked or you just want to share? Joe and Anita, you're on the top of my screen, so I'm going to ask you for any last words you want to add or include.
Well, we're glad that you like the film. We're glad that it's playing in San Francisco, so we're happy about that. Like everybody else, it's fortuitous that this film was made. Great is it happen. You get it, put your foot in front of the other, and it works out. Now it may be the end result is 100% your vision that you had imagined, but I'll take 75%.
Yeah, that's excellent. It almost seems like too. A film seems like it becomes what it wants to become as well. Like it won't become. Maybe I don't know if it ever is completely script to screen exactly, but I don't think it does. I think films become their own.
Not at all.
thing
And
as well.
if you can just take 30 seconds, Anita, if you want to explain the Tina Mancini pregnancy thing.
Yeah, in terms of like the universe willing you into doing the things that you set out to do, we kind of got thrown like a pretty big curveball at some point. our actress lead Tina messaged us at some point, and she's like, "Hey, I don't know if this is gonna like cause any issues, but I'm pregnant and I'm due the day that like the week that we're supposed to shoot. So I don't
Not a
know."
problem.
Yeah, bit of a problem there. So we ended up rewriting the script to integrate her pregnancy into the storyline, and then just pushed forward our production date, like I think a full month and a half. And you
Excellent.
know what? It worked out, maybe even for the better. I mean, very likely for the
That
better.
would have been a specific question for you guys. Was that a prop? Who did the makeup? Well done with the makeup,
Well
but that was the real thing.
Well, we have to
Yeah.
thank we have to thank her husband and her for that.
Yeah, that's it. But
So,
and also just one last thing to echo JT's sentiment, like yeah, props to everybody for getting out there and making these movies. It's you know, for some of us it's, you know, our bread and butter. For some of us it's a side hustle where we get hustled instead. But you know, the fact that we're just out there and, you know, doing our thing and being creative during these tumultuous times is you know, something really, really special. So, you know, good job everybody.
Right on. Magda, please go next.
Well, too bad I could not see your films. I wish to come to festival and join it and like meet in person. That will be amazing. I'm very honored that my film was chosen. It's first time in San Francisco that my film is like there. So I'm very excited about it. And I really thank you for inviting me for this discussion. It's also a pleasure to meet you all and listen to your stories, and let's keep inspiring each other, and let's be brave as filmmakers to just really do our, you know, our things.
Yes, yes. Anna, would you like to go next? Final words.
Um, congratulations to everybody here, because I know how difficult to make it work, to finish the film. I thought that I will make a local film, but I'm really happy to realize that people from all over the world understand what is happening there.
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much.
And our thoughts and you know, hopes with you in Ukraine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brace, would you like to go next? Any final words you want to add that I didn't ask you?
Yeah. First time filmmaker. And even accepting the title of filmmaker is a huge crown, I think. And I'm excited to have finally accepted that over the last couple of weeks, and continue and be inspired to continue to come up with ideas or have ideas, then pursue them as best as I can. I'm also grateful for the fact that, you know, whichever festival it's accepted in, that's the one it's supposed to be in. I went to Mallorca because it was accepted in that film festival and sat next to another filmmaker whose film was also amazing. And to have met her and now have a friendship from that. So I'm grateful for what this child of mine has encouraged and created and put out into the world, so that we all can connect in the way that we are, to be inspired to continue to go on. So thank you.
Good analogy. You're welcome. Thank you. Ronnie, you want to go next?
Oh my goodness. It's just overwhelming to think that all of our hard work really like comes together to inspire other people. And it's really, you know, you think you can't, and then you can, and then you flip off the universe and said, I did it anyway. So I would love to invite all of you to follow Everything Good's journey on Instagram, Everything Good Film _ that's us. We're hoping to play more festivals in the circuit. We just finished up our LA premiere a couple weeks ago. Now we're in San Francisco, and we're hoping to be in Seattle next year. So yeah, please follow us. I'd love to connect with all of you and to grow our little film family.
Yeah, I mean, look at your films. They brought just even us and the audience watching this together, which we never met you guys, so it's wonderful. JT, last but not least, parting words.
No, totally last and least, totally. So Jason, thank you. I've been following SF Indie for a while. It's an honor. You guys are doing great things. You always have. Thank you. My film has a theme of loneliness beyond death in it, okay? Being an artist can be a lonely journey, and I think you all probably know what I mean by that. Having community here, this new community, people watching, community is everything.
Yeah,
It
right
means
on.
we are not in fact alone or lonely. Keep creating, Thank you all. Much love. Whenever anyone is in New York City, hit me up. I got you. Let's follow the journey. I got you.
Right. Yeah.
This is amazing and much love, and everyone keep creating and God
Yeah.
bless. Good luck.
Right on. Back at you. Much love back to you guys. We're so grateful for you and making your films. Look at your films, your art have already brought us together, like I said, and bringing an audience together. So well done. Keep making movies, and I'll leave it at that. Congratulations. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting independent cinema, and check out more great indie movies at sfindie.com. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you. Ciao.
Bye.
Where's my stop recording? There it is.